this is how I'm gonna make a YEEZY-inspired dress out of this romper that I made a couple months ago. I think I'm saying the word Yeezy right. So the first thing I do is I'm gonna look at my romper and I'm gonna see what materials I can use to make the dress. So I decided that I was going to cut the shoulder sleeves off and make this dress sleeveless. Next, I'm gonna cut the horizontal of the dress. And this is made up of 4 layers of knit fabric. I chose this piece of clothing because I feel like the fabric is very similar to Yeezy dresses that are very loungy and very comfortable but like fitting. So I just chose this. And so from each side I have 2 layers of fabric. And honestly, I'm only gonna need one side because I want my dress to be a single layer. So I'm just removing the sides from each other by cutting horizontally. And now I have 2 free layers. And then I'm gonna cut the shoulders off. So I have the 2 layers. And then next I'm gonna cut off the rough edges out of the 2 layers. And with the knit fabric, I'm actually not gonna hem it because I feel like that's the Yeezy style to not hem things. So I'm just gonna sew them together without hemming any of the edges. But before that, I am going to make the bottom, which is essentially a very long skirt. So I'm gonna do the same thing I did to the top. I'm gonna separate the front and back pieces. So I'm just cutting along the sides of the what used to be the pant of the romper. So then after that is done, I'm gonna separate the bottom as well. So I only get one side. And there you go. Next, I'm gonna cut off the rough edges out. This will make it easier to sew and make it look very much more formal. And don't forget to cut out the bottom. But in addition, if you want to make this dress and you don't have a romper like this and you're just starting from larger fabric, that's totally okay. You just have to create the same pattern and sew it the same way and you'll be fine. So next, what I'm gonna do is sew this into a skirt. And I do that by separating the two layers of fabric and then cleaning up the hems that were once a part of the pants. And this romper I hand stitched, so the strings are very loose, so it was easy for me to cut the two pants. So once this side of the pants was separated, I sewed it again and disregard the kind of lump that goes in the bottom of pants so that it would turn into a skirt. And I used a string that's a similar color, and here I am just like sewing past that kind of big lump, and then I cut it out once I was done sewing. Next, after I stitch that, I'm going to decide what to do with the two corners I have. So I take out the strings and detach them, and then sew them again to make it look clean this time. So there you go. And I think it just looks a lot more professional this way. So that is before and after. And then I did the same thing to the other side of the skirt. And that's the back of the skirt. And then I'm gonna sew the skirts together. And these are the patterns of fabric you'll need if you don't have a romper like this and you're starting from scratch. I just want to show you that. And then I just began to sew. And I cut off all of the rough edges. And I zigzag stitch them. And there I have the skirt. And it's super flexible. Next, I'm gonna start sewing the top, from the shoulders to the sides. And then I'm gonna zigzag stitch them as well. And then I'm gonna attach it to the skirt. And with that, I'm done. Thank you so much for watching.